Hello everyone, I'm back with another Reddit Addicts episode. If you find my videos entertaining, please kindly subscribe and like them. Thanks to everyone for your suggestions and kind notes. Now, let's get started with today's exciting stories.
My 27M ex-fiancé 26F cheated on me with my cousin 25M. Now my family want me to forgive him because he's sick with cancer. I am 27, don't have any siblings. But I have a cousin, Kevin, who's 2 years younger than me, and we literally grew up together. I spent a lot of time with my dad's side of the family. Mom is deceased, dad never remarried, he has health issues, and I was there with Kevin most of the time. We did everything together. Fought/played/cried/laughed together. I've always been very close to my grandparents as well. So I was very comfortable being there. When I was engaged to my ex-fiancé, I used to bring her over to my grandparents' house most of the time. Her, me, and Kevin would spend our time doing things together. I noticed Kevin would try to take part even in personal conversations and try to tag along whenever we went out for dinner. I set some boundaries, but he just kept stomping over them. He changed. He'd try to pick fights with me and claim I'm forgetting about him and prioritizing my ex over him. I didn't know how to deal with this, so I kept my distance. In about 2 months, I found from my aunt about Kevin constantly meeting up with my ex, and she told me she was worried something was going on between Kevin and my ex-fiancé, and she was right. Turned out my ex and Kevin got together and I was being kept in the dark while I was planning our wedding and handing out invitations. I felt like an absolute idiot. I couldn't handle my anger. I stopped everything and cut contact with Kevin and the family. Except Dad, because he needed me. It's been over a year now. I heard that Kevin was in and out of the hospital, but I didn't know why. Until my aunt reached out to me telling me that Kevin has liver cancer and wasn't handling it well. I drove my dad to visit him once and saw my ex, who's now his girlfriend, there, and I left right away. I kept my distance, and recently, I started getting calls from family members asking, "Did you hear about Kevin?" and telling me the same story. My grandmother called me wanting to arrange for a family dinner on Christmas, and because Kevin got out of the hospital, and wanted me to come, hoping I solve my issues with him, seeing that I may not be able to do it later. But I refused. She told me I needed to have some empathy and let go of the past because what happened to him was enough for me to let it go. They started pressuring me from all sides. I told my grandparent that I won't sit with my ex-fiancé and the person who wronged me at the same table and pretend to be happy family. They replied that I was resentful. That he's my cousin no matter what happens. It's the same people who allowed my ex into their house after what she did and sided with Kevin and said they only allowed my ex into the house for Kevin's sake. And now demand I get right with him because he clearly deserves more sympathy than I do. I'm deeply hurt and I can't imagine sitting at the same table with the people who hurt me the most. What should I do at this point? I think everyone is being unfair and refusing or just ignoring what Kevin did to me. Comment 1. Stand your ground. Your hurt is real and valid, and you're allowed to feel it and set boundaries around it. His cancer wasn't some karma for betraying and hurting you. It has nothing to do with his or your ex's despicable behavior and treatment towards you. It is not an apology to you, and OFC does not change your feelings about what happened. You are absolutely not obligated to forgive him just because he has an illness. Your family is absolutely being unfair in dismissing your own feelings. Comment 2. Tell grandma we're in the middle of a pandemic, and if she hasn't gotten the message, all holidays are cancelled until Easter 2021. All jokes aside, you don't ever have to forgive your cousin or your ex for what they did to you. I would caution you against holding a grudge because it's only hurting you. Your mental health and physical well-being are being screwed because the two of them decided to have a relationship behind your back. What's done is done, and you can't change that. You can change how you react to it. I have relatives that I'm not fond of for one reason or the other. I am cordial at family gatherings and I can't be bothered to give them more than a hello if we run into one another. I'm an adult and I get to set the rules for how I choose to deal/not deal with people. Try to find a way to deal/not deal with them and move forward. Trust me, you're the only one who is bothered by this situation right now. Comment 3. I'm sorry, but I think though there is some right in letting go, but your fam is being stupidly biased towards Kevin. You've been wronged and left in the dark, and now your fam thinks you're the bad guy for being the victim. I know the feeling of being sick to the core when you've been betrayed like that. I would honestly just send them wishes like speedy recovery and not I forgive you, etc. Above all else, other than your aunt and dad, I won't acknowledge any of them as a family. Best of luck.
We hope you enjoyed this story. Thanks for watching and hope to see you in the next video. And before you go, please be sure to subscribe for more.